And good evening. I am Landon West.
I'm Chuck Livingston.
I'm Monk Bennett.
And as always, we thank you for joining us for the Patcast. This is a very special episode. Guys, we finally made it to video. I don't know how our viewers feel about that, but
a lot of people logging out
apologize.
right now.
We apologize.
People, as Comcast getting on to. A lot of people are canceling the internet right now. We're sorry about that. We should have warned y'all.
But as promised, these are the 2016 Patcast Performance Awards. We are ecstatic to bring these to you. We've gone to lunch over these, literally. We've debated. We've even flipped coins. We've done everything we can
Rock,
to
paper, scissors.
Get this narrowed down, and we have a fantastic show ahead for you, we think. But first, let's talk about this past year, guys. What stands out in your mind, Monk, with the performances that we saw from our teams this past year? What was the overarching theme for Patriot Athletics?
Oh, it's a night and day difference from last year. The year before, we saw some shady performances, a 1-10 football season, which, you have to expect whenever you're switching offenses and switching coaches. But to go 5-7 the very next year, including a playoff win, plus getting a state ring in volleyball, going to the semis in softball, solid performances from your basketball teams. It was just a great season for Patriot Athletics.
And Chuck, to follow that up, where do you think that some of the motivation came for these fantastic performances that we saw from football and volleyball and softball, and even our girls basketball team with some would say somewhat unexpected playoff victory in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly not a year I'm going to soon forget. I mean, this is my third year covering the school for the Evening Times, where I'm the sports editor. It's certainly been the most lucrative one, I guess, as far as team success. I think you have a stacked volleyball team back that was kind of hardened, motivated by making the final in 2014 and falling short to Russellville. I think, as much as what is it that Larry Bird used to say? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't, work hard. I mean, volleyball worked very hard, but falling like that, I think sounds kind of crazy. Probably the best thing that happened to them. Same for football. You got football. Took a lot of lumps in 2014. As Monk referenced, you've got new coaching staff on, new quarterback. You're going from 80%, 85% run to about the same percentage pass. It's just a different world for everybody. Now, the guys took their lumps. They worked hard. I even ate a lot of crow this past fall. It's a good thing crow is, I guess my legendary workout routine is so good because the crow I ate from Caleb Thompson, Cameron Cole, Tyler Holmes and the fellas, certainly well deserved. That's certainly nothing that I hold against y'all because I earned every bit of it. I wasn't really buying, but they really proved me wrong. They could have won another 2 or 3 games. Basketball, the boys basketball team had their best regular season in some years. Obviously, there were some distractions during the state tournament. You referenced girls basketball. I think it was accumulation of, a number of things. Really, they sometimes you just peak at the end of the season, and they did. And, certainly they worked hard as well. They bought into what Coach Johnson was selling, and really, who knows what happens if they win that Russellville game. Softball, this is the third year of a 3-year run of excellence. No matter how you slice it. I mean, you talk about number 1 seed in the 6A East 2 years in a row. They were number 2 seed in 2014. That was the bigger conferences, state semifinals every year. This year they're even up 3-0. So I think it was just a lot of it was sort of kind of keeping the tradition going, so to speak. They put all this time and effort into it. They put all this work in, and they didn't want to just rest away. And I think you could make the point that not one program, other than perhaps baseball, and even then it's sort of not one program was worse this year than they were last year. And I think that means a lot.
Certainly tends to lend itself to progress, and that is something that in recent years we have been focused on as a school and as an athletic organization, and we have a lot of things in store for you. So we're going to get to the awards now as we tell you the Patriot story.
Top Sophomore is a tough award as there were so many breakout performances to choose from. 3 student athletes were nominated, but many were debated upon. The group that we wound up with spanned 4 sports in all, including an excellent player in 2 different sports all by herself. In Haley Cook, Destiny King, and Jacob Green, we compiled a list that may not have had as many big names as their junior and senior contemporaries, but all three players had integral roles in the success of their teams in the fall and the spring. Having said that, Destiny King is the Patcast 2015-2016 top sophomore. Congratulations, Destiny.
With a junior class as stacked as the one we had this year, it was almost an impossible task to narrow it down to just 3. However, we have selected 3 juniors whose contributions to their teams went far and above what was expected of them. The nominees for top junior athlete are Tom Young. Tom was an all-state football player this year and a remarkable track star. Everyone was concerned when he went out with an injury in the middle of the season, but his return to action turned him into a hungry beast, and the only thing that could satisfy him was yards and touchdowns. He shocked the world last year running the ball for the Patriots and has made himself a force to be reckoned with in the 6A conference. Annalee Parker. Annalee was one of the key pieces to the Lady Pats championship run this year. Her knowledge of the game and her hitting power were second to none, making her a player opposing teams had to watch out for on an already stacked volleyball team. Hope Phipps. Not even a torn shoulder could stop Hope. Her injuries of the shoulder in the semifinal of the state volleyball tournament, plays in the state championship game, almost has to have surgery on the shoulder, and then pitches an entire season of softball. All of these were fantastic juniors, but we have agreed that it has to go to Tom Young.
This award goes to the student athlete who devoted 3 or 4 years to a sport at Marion High School. Devotion and sports are often synonymous, but for high school athletics, devotion is the hook that athletics hangs on. We've all seen the shows, Friday Night Lights, demonstrating the commitment needed to be successful. But to be honest, they don't even come close to demonstrating the actual grit and devotion needed in high school athletics just to be competitive. This year we have 3 nominees who are walking examples of this. The nominees for top senior performance are Mabry Watson, softball, Diane Phillips in volleyball, and Tyler Holmes in football. The fact remains that each of these nominees bolstered the athletic campaigns of each sport to new heights. However, it's hard to argue against a state title and MVP honors. That's why the winner of top senior performance goes to Diane Phillips. Congratulations, and on behalf of Chuck and Tyler, we wish you all the best as an Arkansas State University Red Wolf volleyball player.
In any great story, you have a hero and a villain. Some of the better sports stories not only feature those 2 fixtures, but sometimes games can even be decided by someone else that may not have been expected before, but they had just as much to say in the outcome. People like Allie Bermucci, Michael McNeely, and Brett Bennett fit the bill perfectly. All 3 were among the best players in their sport across the state, at least in my opinion. All 3 aren't necessarily the type that you may think of as an extremely vocal leader, but were still effective at that nonetheless. Perhaps most importantly, all 3 contributed in major ways to good seasons for their teams. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was a hotly debated topic that lasted nearly 8 consecutive minutes. But eventually, Brett Bennett was selected as this year's Patcast Unsung Hero. Congratulations, Grant.
Every student athlete, whether they admit it or not, will check into the stands to see who all came to see them play. The support our team saw from the trench this year was incredible. It was so impressive other schools attempted to emulate our student section. As impressive as it was, there was always one student orchestrating it all behind the scenes. This student may not have played a sport, but they were usually at every game and usually the loudest one in the crowd. While it may not have been a job with much praise during the season, we have decided to acknowledge the students' work here. The winner of the School Spirit Award and my favorite scoreboard operator is Abby Hale.
Winning is a tradition that many schools expect, but so few treasure. For Marion High School, expectations of winning are high, and your willingness to savor the experience of winning is equally regarded. We all know that each athletic event we participate in is a team sport, and given the difficulty of the 6A classification, we also know that there is no such thing as a free lunch. However, in that team pursuit of victory, individuals are often thrusted into the spotlight for outstanding displays of athletic abilities that go beyond expectations. This year, 3 winning performances come to mind. The nominees for top winning performance are Peyton Moore, his pitching performance at West Memphis, A.J. Latham, 31 points at Little Rock Central, and Darius Lathan, leading rusher in Mercy Rule game at Mountain Home. It's hard to imagine what these individuals were able to accomplish in one game, let alone their seasons. They are all worthy of acclamation and played spoiler to the host team. However, the hostile environment and close quarters of the gymnasium at Little Rock Central make the 31-point performance of A.J. Latham that much more impressive. And that's why he is the winner of top winning performance.
It's probably the biggest reason that people watch sports. Sure, maybe they have a rooting interest or a player on their fantasy team, but at the end of the day, I would say that most people watch sports to see something that they'll never forget. I'm talking about a great play. Not just a great play, but the greatest play. I personally was lucky to see a lot of those this year, but 3 rank high above the rest. If you're a Marion supporter, you probably definitely remember where you were when Sean Doss opened and closed the Pats conference opener in West Memphis with dunks, sending a packed Lear Arena into a frenzy. Well, half of it anyway. I can't imagine that a Thursday night kickoff in November kept you away from Patriot Stadium when Tom Young hauled in a screen pass and made 11 would-be Jonesboro defenders sit down en route to an 81-yard touchdown catch and run. If you're a softball fan, Mabry Watson's walk-off against the 3-time defending Class 7A state champs from North Little Rock on the road surely gave you some joy. These plays were so outstanding that you could probably just say the player's name and a fellow fan would know what you're talking about. But only one could win. At the end of the day, Watson's walk-off didn't just win the game for Marion, but it also nabbed her the Patcast Greatest Play Award for 2015-2016, and she did so with an 0-2 count.
The Patriot Pride Award is one that many individual teams and organizations celebrate. However, there is a lot of different ideas on what it should mean. For us, the Patriot Pride Award is for the individual who showed a few characteristics that he or she used to be successful on the field, but more importantly off the field. Characteristics include passion, happiness, personal serenity, restraint, loyalty, mettle, and integrity. These are essential for dealing with obstacles on the field and off, though Chuck seemed to steer wide left of them.
Still blocked.
Each of these individuals exemplified each and every one of these characteristics in ways that make the entire community of Marion proud. Nominees for the Patriot Pride Award include Annalee Parker, volleyball; Cameron Cole, football; Hope Phipps, volleyball and softball. There is without a doubt that this is an award that should find its way to Annalee, Cameron, and Hope. However, there is one characteristic demonstrated by one of these nominees that sets him or her apart: mettle. It's a part of the Patriot Code for the football fan. Mettle is defined as a person's ability to cope with difficulties or to face a demanding situation in a spirited and resilient way. That defines the winner of the Patriot Pride Award, Hope Phipps. On the 3rd play of the 2015 volleyball tournament, she injured her shoulder against Siloam Springs, but remained resilient through the pain on the way to a state title. But she wasn't done. She dealt with the pain well into her second sport, softball. In that sport, she was humble enough and versatile enough to go where she best fit, bum, shoulder, and all. As it healed, so did she. She and the Lady Pats made a run in Sheridan, but came up just short. Congratulations and much deserved, Hope Phipps, winner of the Patriot Pride Award.
As important as individual performances are, they are always outweighed by the success of the team as a whole. We were privileged to have many successful teams in the Patriot family this year. The nominees for top team performance are the Patriot football team. There has been a revival in the Marion Patriot football program as the Pats went 5-7 this past season compared to 1-10 record of 2014. Coach Davis's crew won his first of hopefully many playoff games with Marion. The win over Lake Hamilton was Marion's first playoff win since 2011. The Lady Patriot volleyball team. These girls were unstoppable. We've grown accustomed to seeing success with the Marion volleyball program, but this may have been the most solid overall team in program history. Going into the gym to watch them play, you just expected them to dominate no matter who they put in the lineup that night. Add on the fact that they never even lost a set in the state tournament, and you've got sharks with blood in the water for next season. The Lady Patriot softball team. The girls fought their hearts out for Coach Horton in his final season. They clinched the #1 seed in the 6A East and made it all the way to the state semis. Solid pitching has been a staple of Marion teams, and the trio of Watson, Phipps, and Weaver kept the tradition alive. While the season may not have ended the way they planned, these girls have nothing to be ashamed of. And as all these teams were amazing, we have to give the win to the Lady Patriot volleyball team. It's hard to argue with rings.
After the graduation of the class of 2015, I approached Chuck and Tyler with an idea. Marion High School has the duty of being a rival to West Memphis High School. We have proximity to thank for that, and nothing else. In recent years, the spotlight on the rivalry has shined as bright as the year it began. However, it often only brings to light one sport, football, or two at most. You could throw in basketball. But what about every other student athlete, Patriot and Blue Devil alike? Don't they deserve some kind of say in the rivalry? Thus, the Community Cup was born. After days of considering a way to come up with a format, we decided a PowerPoint formula would be the best way to do it. Each conference game of each sport would be worth a point value based on fan attendance. Being the highest attended event by fans, we started with football, and it was worth 10 points, and from there, we worked our way down. The results for West Memphis include victories in football, boys basketball, girls basketball again, and girls soccer, for a total
Of 18 3/4 points.
The results for Marion include victories in boys golf, boys tennis, girls tennis, volleyball again, boys basketball, boys cross country, girls cross country,
2 hours later.
baseball, wow, this is long, boys soccer, softball, and softball again, for a total of 27 1/4 points. With that, the empirical data awards the 2015-2016 Community Cup to the student athletes of Marion High School. Congratulations. And there you have it, the winners of the 2016 Patcast Performance Awards. Congratulations. Obviously, we feel like everyone had a great performance this year. On the field, on the court, wherever it may be. But these are people who kind of went above and beyond and answered the call of duty, and we were proud to call them Patriots. Guys, moving forward, things are going to look a little different next year as we venture to 2016 and 2017. Everybody has a new conference of sorts. Football, we'll take this one with you, Tyler. A new non-conference opponent in Jackson, Missouri. Certainly going to be a worthy adversary by anyone's standards, and we're done with 7A, thank goodness. So what are we going to see moving forward with football? What do we expect?
Well, the Jackson, Missouri team is going to be an interesting one, and I'm encouraging every Patriot lover to come out to the game. It's going to be week 2 at home. We need to show these Missouri people, because they will be traveling, we need to show them the Patriot Nation can show up to home too. But, missing 7A, you're going to miss some of those opponents, like your Cabot. Even though they gave you some tough football losses, they were incredible opponents and just very classy team. Love to play them in basketball too, but football, you're just really excited to see what you're going down now. You got a conference game week 4 now. Forget who that opponent is.
Some guys that direction, I think.
Earl. No, Earl's not a big.
Anyway,
West Memphis Christian.
Oh, the Christian. That's right. How did I not? Yeah.
So you're just really excited to see what the Patriots can do this year. We will definitely try and go to as many games as possible. I'm looking forward to the Trench being at almost every game. So, just come out and support your Patriots in football this year.
I can promise the Trench will be in force, even though as we've lost Abby Hale and all that she brought, we're not going to lose momentum on that. Speaking of not losing momentum, every other sport, brand new 5A, 6A merged districts. What does this mean for our other programs?
Well, yeah, it's going to mean a lot less travel. If you're a parent, if you're a fan, if you're kind of landed. I know a number of times last year you would Friday night or something, get off your bus route, and you have to. I think Cabot, like you felt like the second half of the game or whatever.
There was a trip to Harding in there, but
there was. But basically the basic point is, I think the longest trip now is Paragould or Greene County Tech. That goes for every sport aside from football. So it's going to kind of harken the echoes a little bit. Some of the old school rivalries when Marion really the attendance started taking off and things like that. I know basketball personally, I'm really looking forward to it. You've got Marion back in the mix with Greene County Tech, Wynn. Blytheville, which is a hot, rivalry in 2005, 2006, and I'm talking just some really exciting times there. And that goes for volleyball, which is honestly, I think it'll be a little more competitive for the ladies because last year they played some good teams, North Little Rock and Jonesboro traditionally is a team like that, but now they're going to have Valley View, they're going to have Nettleton, they're going to have still Jonesboro, so they're going to play
teams they've played before, but with a ton more gravity.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're going to play on home and away. You're going to see a packed gym. You're going to see some. So I'm looking forward to that for volleyball. Basketball, as I referenced, you're going to have the same old school. And then baseball and softball, they're going to be back in the mix as well with those same schools. Like I said, basically the travel's the big story. I don't think we quite know what they're doing with this alleged district tournament thing yet. I don't know if they'll ever know. But whenever they do, we'll let y'all know. It's going to be very exciting. And kind of those regional rivalries are back. The school didn't really have a lot of history with Little Rock Central or Cabot or North Little Rock, and it was hard to get into those. It was harder for y'all to get into those games. So it was for me a little bit.
Well, each one brought its own unique flair of something you could appreciate or have some kind of discord with, but obviously you kind of want to get back to your roots. And,
right.
And Marion, even with its huge expansion, it still has the roots of a small town. It doesn't have the roots of the North Little Rock. And I'm glad that AAA recognized that fact, and now we get to get back to what we know. So with that, also, you probably see the end of non-conference for many different sports, volleyball in particular. They only get non-conference and weekend tournaments now. There's nothing scheduled, so your guess is as good as ours as what this will hold. We can only make predictions, but the best way to see what it is to be there. So in this new era that we usher in now, be there, support. On behalf of the kids, we covet your support in all of these ways and at every game. So guys, I think we've had a really good time here this evening. Any final thoughts for you?
I can't wait till 2016-2017 season. Let's get it going.
Yep.
Good times, yeah. Just so many memories this year. Volleyball state title, Blytheville football game, Lake Hamilton football game. Just a lot to really like about this past year. But probably more to look forward to this year.
That's absolutely true. And speaking of more to look forward to, as a part of our Patcast experience, we have expanded yet again. Now
this is our studio now.
That may very well be true. We don't know yet. But thanks to Marion Junior High School for letting us use the arena. The thing that we're most excited about is we now have the Monk Hour. Monk is going to have his own hour to do whatever he pleased, to go off the rails, to stay on the rails, to
who else went off the rails?
Public
Who
conversation.
went off the rails there, Chuck?
Brett Favre.
Oh my goodness.
Brett Favre.
Anyway.
He loved to go off the
I
rails.
apologize for nothing.
Speaking of off the rails, so we're looking forward to that. He has full control over that. I'm going to assume some more responsibility. As our new tagline says, telling the Patriots story. Well, the Patriots story goes well beyond this court, that football field, or anything like that. We have students who will never touch a playing surface who are Patriots and still contributing to our story. So I'm going to, as a teacher next year, contribute that to make sure that those academic champions and elsewhere are recognized through the Patcast. Chuck, you're going to stick with the Patcast broadcast that we're
signed
doing
a
now.
lucrative extension.
Right,
2-year
because
extension. The Blue Devil Beat radio hour we were in negotiations. Did not work out. I left some money on the table to come back with these guys. I like what we're working on here.
Yeah, we've gone to video. So
yeah, we've gone to video. Again, unfortunately for our viewers, Landon actually got me with 6 chicken wings earlier tonight at his house. So what can I say? Home is it's where the heart is.
So yeah, we work hard and we play hard. That's the goal here. So guys, it's been a fantastic evening. I'm Landon West.
I'm Chuck Livingston.
Still blocked.
Still blocked. Been blocked.
Coming up on
Our anniversary's coming up. Yeah, actually, need to get it something.
Anyway, same.
Monk Bennett.
Lil B.
Have a good evening.
Chucky Live. Putting it down for the 30-23. You can't void my contract. It's guaranteed.
Let him
money.
talk.
I'm sorry.
Go Patriots.
Thank you.